Let's delve into the intricate art of designing a decision tree for a rule-based chatbot, starting with some context. We want to develop a rule-based bot that recommends golf balls best suited to the visitor's purpose. Now, if you're thinking golf balls, are they really that different? Oh, you'd be surprised. Like a fine wine, the right golf ball can genuinely enhance your golfing experience. So we're setting the stage as usual by resetting ChatGPT 4 and assigning it the role of chatbot developer. This assignment, in this case, is to decide which questions to ask and which options to offer. Now, one of the secrets to great prompts is to give chatbot an example of what you mean. That clarifies a lot. So we provide an example in the form of the golf rangefinder chatbot we developed earlier. By the way, since this lecture may be quite long, I'm not going to read each entire prompt or response. I'll focus only on pertinent points for my presentation. But as always, feel free to pause the video and study the entire exchange if you want. The initial request is expressed following the example with write a question and 3 to 4 user choices for the product golf balls. Then add 3 alternatives to this question. So ChatGPT picked up on the product name golf balls and suggests 3 different questions to initiate a chat with. Unfortunately, I'm not terribly impressed with any of the 3, so I asked ChatGPT to offer me more options. It offers 3 additional options. Now, whereas I recognize that every question it suggests could help me narrow down the suggested golf ball, I don't see anything that really wows me. I decided to improve my prompt with create 3 more questions and user choices. This time, target the usage of the golf ball. ChatGPT's response to this prompt is much more to my liking. In particular, question 1, alternative 8, what type of golf do you usually play? I think this question is non-threatening and generic enough that it should encourage anyone to provide an honest answer. My first rule for a rule-based chatbot is get the visitor to start. For the drill down process, I confirm my choice of question 1, alternative 8, and I ask my new AI friend to create the next question the bot should ask, followed by the next user choices. Now, this is where life gets interesting. For each potential choice the visitor makes from the offered options, it asks questions that are appropriate for that type of golfer. For instance, a recreational golfer needs to choose between just having fun, improving their scoring, or I don't know. Whereas a competitive or tournament golfer would certainly understand why it's important to choose between distance, control, ball flight, or I don't know. Now, based on that success, I decided to push harder and prompt ChatGPT for each question 2, create the next level of questions and user choices for each possible user choice. Now, this time, it does great on the first option, recreational play, by offering great follow-on questions for each choice. For whatever reason, after that, it seems to get lost because it doesn't offer specialized questions for each of the other options. Not a problem. Just means I have to slow down and ask it for each individual level 2 question, and I'll be good to go. Now, given that a rule-based chatbot is really a dialogue consisting of questions and user choices, I think I'm well on my way. However, being a visual person, I'd like to see all of the options presented in a decision tree. Now, ChatGPT is not currently able to produce drawings, so I prompted to present this decision tree format in Mermaid. ChatGPT beautifully responds by explaining what Mermaid is in this context. With a disclaimer, it cannot directly create or render Mermaid diagrams. It can, however, produce mermaid.js code that I can copy and paste into the Mermaid.js UI. When I do that, I can see the decision tree and immediately recognize that every outcome eventually leads to end, which is not satisfactory. So I go back to ChatGPT and ask, can you recommend golf ball brands for all endpoints? It can and does recommend specific golf balls for every endpoint in the decision tree. Now I decide to go whole hog and ask ChatGPT to incorporate that into the existing decision tree. And here's the final outcome of this exchange. You know what I love about this process? It's how we navigate the delicate balance of being precise without overwhelming users. We're like detectives picking up clues, gathering data, and using that to provide a tailored golf ball suggestion. But we're also like friends, making sure the user feels heard and supported throughout the process. After all, customer experience is everything. In the end, designing a golf bot is a bit like playing golf. It requires strategy, precision, and sometimes a little bit of luck. But when you get it right, it's nothing short of magical. So pick up your metaphorical clubs, my friends. It's time to play the game of bot development. And with that, it's time for me to wrap up. I hope you enjoyed this journey as much as I did. Remember, whether you're a chatbot developer, a golfer, or even a golf ball, be the best that you could be. And most importantly, enjoy the game.